What's up? Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, and all the other good people out there. It's your boy Tone, and I'm going to talk about the ridiculousness that is the preachers of LA. A lot of people they got their flame on when it comes to this, meaning they flamed the show. They did not like the show. But I'm going to tell you something. That show had 1.1 million people visit its debut. As far as how they do the ratings on who actually watched the show, because I didn't even know it was on, and I was flipping through channels. I don't watch TV a lot. I was flipping through channels, and then there it was. Now, they collect their data by how long you actually watch the show. So if you're just flipping channels and you just happen to pass it, you did not watch the show. I think it's like 5 or 10 minutes, and then you are officially counted as you watched the show. Somewhere along that line, I'm not sure. However, 1.1 million people actually watch the show for at least 5 to 10 minutes or more. And somebody else who happened to watch the show, of course, was T.D. Jakes. And T.D. Jakes go ahead and flames the show, talking about how he had money before the show started, talking about how he had a house and his cars paid off and all this before he started. He also mentions the fact that he lives in Dallas, so on and so forth. And he's pretty much calling the show garbage, yada, yada, yada. But my thing is, Jakes, the show is crap, Jakes. We know this. But it's TV, Jakes. And you are a proponent of TV, Jakes. You make a lot of your money on TV, selling your books, selling your women thou art loose. That's how you got actually famous. You had money, but you got famous by a bunch of black women flocking to your church trying to get loose from whatever it is that you were selling, and then you took their money. And you've been doing it, and you keep doing it, and the preachers of LA are doing the same thing in all of their churches, and now they're doing it on TV just like you, Jakes. They follow your footsteps, Jakes. Eddie Long, and all of you other TV preachers, Joel Osteen, who is not a preacher to me. He is a motivational speaker, but however you do it, all of you preachers get on TV and you get that TV money. That TV revenue is serious. And this is how you become and stay like millionaires. I mean, look at Paula White, Benny Hinn. Look at all of these rich preachers. So these guys are not as big as you, Jakes, Paula White, Benny Hinn. Oh my God, Benny Hinn, all of you. But nonetheless, they're only doing what you taught them to do. And this is a sad story because the juggernauts of the TV preaching game, one of them is T.D. Jakes. T.D. Jakes is the poster boy for this. And all of it falls under prosperity preaching. That's what these other preachers do. They are all prosperity preachers. None of them are talking about your actual soul that could end up in heaven or hell. They're not hellfire preachers. They are preachers telling you if you give them your money, God will double it, triple it, and so on and so forth. One of these preachers even went so far as talking about how the tree was of Adam and Eve's in the tree of life was God's, and God said, don't touch the tree, which he did, but he used it as a metaphor for don't touch God's tithes. Meaning, you better give your 10% to the church, which was his church. And it's the third one it's the second one from the right if you're staring at the computer. This is what he said. He basically is scaring people into paying their tithes. And I'm going to tell you people something about, and TD Jakes, let's go back to you, brother. You're the one that you had prayer lines, and I keep going back to this. I talked about this in another one of my videos. What you did was you had people come down and pay to pray. You said this line here, if you give $20 to the church, you will get a $20 blessing. If you give 50, the same. If you get 100, and so on and so forth. So people were giving the church money, believing that they were going to get back from God, who has nothing to do with that. And Jesus talked about how a rich man could not make it into heaven. So this goes against everything you did in your church, Jakes. When you have your big mega fest, that mega fest is the worst thing in the world because it is not there to save souls. The mega fest has nothing to do with saving souls. When Joyce Myers does it, it has nothing to do with saving your soul. All it is you're going to pay so much. How much is the mega fest, TD Jakes? I'm going to tell you how much it is. It's around $280. $285, somewhere around there. $285. And every mega fest, TD Jakes, you ask people to give a specific amount of money. Sometimes you're like, whoever has 113, it was Psalms 113. Give $113 right now. What does that have to do with Jesus Christ? What does that have to do with saving souls? It has nothing to do with saving souls. And Christ made this very, very prevalent when he was on the earth. He was telling you can't pay your way into heaven, TD Jakes. All of these preachers that you're flaming for their show, they are all prodigies of you. Benny Hinn, Joyce Myers, Paula White and Randy White, Kenneth Copeland. And you know what? All of you you are all guilty of this. And what's really sad is there's going to be more. There's going to be more of your spiritual children, TD Jakes, out there doing the same thing because you and them are a fraud. You don't care nothing about these people's souls. All you care about is money. If it wasn't for the money, you wouldn't do it because it's not good business. And you are a businessman, TD Jakes, and that's exactly what these guys are. One dude said, he's like, P. Diddy it shouldn't be the only one driving, a nice car. The other guy, Haddon, he has a baby out of wedlock. Straight out of wedlock. He and his wife cheated on him with some other church member. So they're just fornicating and doing everything that God says not to do. Well, what did you do, TD Jakes? You did what God said not to do. You did the same thing. I knew something was wrong with you when you had that tight shirt on, when you on your book cover, that gray shirt, that tight flesh showing shirt, knowing all the women who are in your church would see that and lust after you. You had on that tight shirt, and who else was wearing that tight shirt like that? Eddie Long. Eddie Long did the same thing. And look what happened to him. Lust got him. You can't tell me that those women did not lust after you when you had millions of books going out with you with that tight shirt on. No, you're not preachers. You're hustlers. All of you. And you're going to see more ridiculousness like this. So TD Jakes, what I got to say to you, brother, is shut up. Shut up, sit down, watch the show, get some popcorn, watch the show with your wife, and watch how many souls that you are destroying with your lies. And unless you change it, Jakes, You're going to have more spiritual children, and it's just going to go on and on and on. And nobody is getting saved from what you have created. It's your boy Tone 202. Peace, love, and use your spiritual discernment. Use the Holy Ghost. Use him. He will tell you, and he will show you. Goodbye.